Hi, it's Darnell with Way Recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking up a whole 5-pound chicken in the Cuisinart large digital air fryer toaster oven, and we'll see how it does cooking up a whole 5-pound chicken right now. So here I have my 5-pound whole chicken. I was playing around with the functions and it hit start real quick and then stopped it, but when you hit start and then stop, the fan starts running anyway, but the thing's totally cool in there. But I'm going to be doing multiple steps in this cook because I'm going to use roast, but roast doesn't have a preheat, and I want to preheat before I put my chicken in. So I'm going to basically do a preheat with the preheat, and then I'm going to do a dual cook after the preheat. So I'm going to let it preheat, then do the dual cook setup and run that. But for my chicken, I've got some extra light olive oil, which has a high smoke point, so we shouldn't have any smoke issues. And for seasonings, I've got some lemon pepper seasoning and some Old Bay seasoning. I will be using the iGrill 2 temperature probe in the breast of the thigh to keep track of the temperature. I've also got the bake pan here with a Copper Chef bacon grill mat lining it. So once I get things all oiled and seasoned up, I'll transfer it over to the baking pan that'll go into the cooker. But to start, I'm going to do a preheat, and I've got things on the preheat setting. And I'm going to up it to 400. I want to preheat to 400. And we'll just do a preheat for like, let's do 10-minute preheat while I'm getting things together. So we'll do preheat for 10 minutes, and so it'll be all nicely preheated. And then when I bring you back and I have things seasoned up, put it on in and do the actual dual cook settings to cook the chicken. So hitting start now to let that preheat run. Alright, so that preheat's been running for 4 minutes and finally said that it reached temp. I'm in the process of getting the iGrill 2 probes locked into the breast and thigh. And this one in the breast, I'm going to have to kind of do it a little sideways because I don't want it sticking up and out of there. So it's all good like this. And now I'm going to basically open up, put it in on the lowest rack level. You see it fits in just fine there. And going to close up. And now I'm going to hit the dual cook button. Well, I got to get out of this, so I got to stop that and hit dual cook. And on dual cook, I've already got things set up the way I want it. For part 1 of the dual cook, 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 minutes. I'm going to use the convection fan with that. And then skip to the second part of the dual cook. I'm going to do a roast and going to up temperature to down to 350. So it's going to start at 400, then go down to 350. I'm going to leave it at 45 minutes. Going to have the convection fan on that also. And going to hit start with that. And so going to go ahead and let it run. It'll do its 400 for 30 minutes. And then it'll kick over to the 350 for like 45 minutes, but I'm keeping an eye on temp, so basically we're cooking the temp. So once it's 165 in the breast and the thigh, we'll pull things on out, but for now we'll see how this goes. So we're coming into the final 20 seconds of the first part of the dual cook, that 30 minutes at 400. The breast is 79 degrees, the thigh is 73 degrees. Well, now the breast is 80. We look at the chicken, the top is very dark already. I mean, it's totally cooked and kind of black on the top already. And it's switched over into the second part of the dual cook for 350 for 45 minutes. I am tempted to go in there and cover it up because, you know, things are black on top already. However, the temperature was just reduced to 350 for 45 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it keep going like this. We'll see how it turns out, and depending on the results, when you do yours, you can cover it if you so choose, or if you don't, depending on the results that we get, you can just leave it uncovered. The heat is blowing down from the top. Keep that in mind. So we have a top that is very well cooked, and it's going to probably get cooked a little more. I'm going into that with that in mind. I could open up, and it would auto pause, which is really cool, and I could cover it up. But I have also found when I cover up chickens, sometimes it takes a little longer to cook to do that. But I'm curious to see what happens just leaving it as is. And I'm not one who is all stuck up about, oh, the top of the chicken's black or whatever. I don't mind the blackened top of a chicken. It's all good to me. So then let it keep on cooking. When you do yours as you so please. But I'll bring you on back in a little bit. Alright, so we have 5 minutes left, and I'm going to add some more time. I'm going to add another 15 minutes to basically put it out to 20 minutes left in the cook. So that'll basically be like 30 minutes at 400 and 1 hour at 350. Currently the breast meat temperature is 152 degrees, so Lord willing it'll get up to 165 or above in the time that remains. The thigh meat is 158, so the thigh meat has gone up higher than the breast, which is at 152. So things should finish up sometime soon, and the chicken does look, pretty well cooked all over. You can see it. I mean, the top is just a little blacker than it was before, but the rest of the exterior is really starting to get a lot of crisp. I'm one who kind of likes that. I don't know about you, but I don't have a real problem with it. I'm going to let it go. And so I'll bring you on back in a bit. Alright, so things have been cooking for an hour, 21 minutes total, 30 minutes at 400, and basically 51 minutes at 350 on roast. The breast is 165, the thigh is 172. I like to cook all the way to the very, very end until things are fully done. So I'm turning the cooker off. And for you who love carryover, I know all about it. I don't do it. And that's my personal choice. But we see the chicken, how it looks after being fully cooked. So I'm just getting the chicken on out of here. Try not to stir it too much as I get it out. There we go. So our chicken is out. We'll let it sit here for about 5 minutes and hang out to reabsorb juices, because those juices go into the meat while it's cooking, and then after you cook it, they start coming back out throughout all the meat, and that's the reabsorption, that those juices will come out into the meat and make it nice and juicy. So we'll give it 5 minutes, then I'll bring you back. So things have had 5 minutes to rest and hang out. Now it's time to basically cut on in. Always like to mention I'm not the best cutter. You all will do better than myself in that regard, but you see in there, it looks nice and juicy. Looks real good to me. I'm going to try and cut the meat. The skin is, when that meat gets kind of a bit of a char to it, it can sometimes be a little stubborn coming off too, because it's kind of stays on there a little, but got a little meat, got a little skin, because I like the taste of that blackened skin too. So we'll go ahead and we'll do a taste test with that. So thank God for some well-cooked chicken, and I'm going to get a piece of the skin and the meat because I want to taste a little of both here. So here we go. Whoops, fell off the fork. Let's try it again. It's very good. It's very good. It's moist. The skin has some crisp to it, but the meat's very moist. Turned out real nice. So the cooker did a good job with that. Of course, if you want cover, that's up to you. For us who like it blackened, that's all good too. And so in the video description, printable version of the recipe, lots of ways to help the channel in the video description as well, such as my cookbook, merch, donations, memberships, referral link for the cooker, link to my Amazon shop, pay the same price, help the channel. So it's all good. And so with all of that said, if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and good eating.